What's up, guys? So for today's lesson, we're going to, instead of going into some more advanced retention techniques, I actually want to show the grip fighting sequences you're going to use from both the underhook and the overhook side to get to your rear naked choke, because the rear naked choke is the primary and most effective attack from the back. So we're going to go over how to deal with our opponent's grips, how to get to the choke, and then in the next video, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the braking mechanics behind the rear naked choke and maybe a couple other easier ways to get to it and to get a finish. So we'll start with the overhook side because that's a little bit easier. So Mark, let me borrow you, sir. So we're gonna be here, we're gonna fall to the overhook side, and we're gonna remember our retention from here, right? So we're gonna take the top leg out, we're gonna kick this over, cross our feet here, right? Again, now I have control of his hips. He tries to bring his hip down and scoot out. Very, very difficult for him to do so, okay? Now, the way Mark is probably going to defend, right, if he knows what he's doing, is he's gonna have a cross-side hand here, right? He's gonna be C-gripping my choking hand. No. So look, I wanna point something out, guys. If you're the bottom person and you're defending, right, don't grab like this because I can slip, right? If I roll my, so go back. So if the thumb is on this side, I can kind of roll my wrist and slip it. So you want to make sure you use a C grip here because now I can't do that, okay? So this C grip is what you want to do. Now the other hand, you know, a lot of times people will just have it over the top, grabbing here. When I'm trying to get to the rear naked choke, the cross-side hand is the most important one that I need to deal with, okay? Reason being, he takes this hand away, right? If he takes his hand away and I try to punch for the choke, right? It's very easy for him to resist. Now, if he does the opposite, he keeps this hand here and he takes this hand out, right? Now, fight. I can still walk that hand up, okay? So this hand is a lot less effective from that position in bringing me down. So I need to address the cross-side hand. The way I like to do it is with something I call the wrist break. This was taught to me by Tony Way a while back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my top arm and I'm going to bring my wrist over my opponent's wrist just like this, okay? And now I'm going to turn my hands, right? And I'm going to first, I'm going to get an S grip so that I can pull my grips in further, and then I'm going to climb that up into a full gable grip, okay? And you can see his grip is already weakening. And now I'm going to pull this back towards his face, and now he's barely on his fingertips. The last thing that I do, if he's still got some of his fingertips on here, is I just push this off with this hand, okay? And now I have this hand here. I punch this hand behind the head, and now I lock in my choke. We'll go over a little bit more detail on how to finish. Next video, I want to show you guys just how to get there first, okay? So we're here. So what we're going to do, again, is I'm going to take this wrist, my top arm, I'm going to bring it over the top. So underhook arm is coming over the top of the wrist. I'm going to start with an S grip, right? Climb that up into a full gable. And now I'm going to turn the gable grip back towards his face, right? And you see how I wiggle it to get nice and high on his fingers. So I start here, wiggle it to get it nice and high on his fingers. Now his grip is really weak. I just push this off, boom. This other hand is gonna punch behind the head. Now I've got my choke locked, okay? So from the overhook side, it's pretty easy. Now, from the underhook side, my first initial grip break is gonna be exactly the same type of grip break. I'm gonna do the wrist break, but I'm gonna add some things to it, and here's why, okay? So I fall to the underhook side. So once again, Mark is gonna get his cross grip. He's gonna get his near side grip. So this hand's gonna be here, and this hand's gonna be right here. So he's got his basic defensive grips again. My underhook arm, once again, I'm gonna go over the top, make an S grip, pull this back, pull this back. All right, now I got my gable grip. Now I wiggle my gable grip back, and I come here, okay? Now, once I strip this off, I'm not going to go behind his shoulder now. I'm gonna grab his neck, okay? I'm gonna grab his neck, and I'm gonna bring my chin over the top of my hand. The reason I bring my chin over the top of the hand is because if I don't do that, and he reaches up with this hand and grabs my knuckles, now he can peel this off, okay? If he gets this grip on the knuckles, he's gonna win that as well. I can't fight this here, so I wanna grab the neck, hide it with my chin so he can't reach, okay? Now, I can't finish here because if he's smart, he's gonna clamp down on this arm, right? Not like that, pinch, so no. Get it around, and now pinch your elbow into your body. Yes, like that, yeah. And see, now it's difficult for me to take it out. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm still grabbing the neck. I'm going to bring my top hook in, and I'm going to pull across. Now this foot is going to come out here, and I'm going to post on my toes so that I can pull and push him to the other side, and now I immediately kick over for dolphin control. Now I finish in the exact same way. Now this arm is not trapped on the ground. I don't have gravity working against me. Even if he pinches his elbow to his side, right, I can wiggle this out pretty easily. you know, and it might take me a second, but I can wiggle it out now because I don't have the ground working against me. Now I punch it through, and I finish here. So that's our first and most important grip break is the wrist break, okay, because that deals with the cross-side hand. Now, let's deal with the other hand because sometimes we're going to need to deal with the other hand, and we're going to do this on the underhook side because you can only do this type of grip break on the underhook side. We fall to the underhook side, right, and he gets his cross grip and he gets his near side grip. Now, I deal with the cross grip. I break it. Awesome. But he's aware of what I'm doing, and he has this hand ready to reach up and grab my knuckle on this arm. Now that he has this grip, I can't choke him anymore, okay? He has too much leverage here. If he grabs my wrist instead, I can still maybe, you know, maybe not with Mark, he's really strong, but with someone that I'm maybe a little bit stronger than, I can still probably walk this up, okay? If he has my knuckles, he could be half my strength. There's no way I'm going to be able to choke him here. Look at that, right? So from here, I have two options. If he brings his arm out to the side like he did, the easiest thing you can do is to push this down. So you're going to push your arm down, and you're going to swing this top leg over. Your heel is going to catch his wrist, and now I'm going to drive it down and bite here. Right where his hip bone is, I'm going to bite to the inside of that, because if I bite on his belly, right, this is bone to like muscle, you know, and I'm going to move a lot more. If I go bone to bone, right, heel to hip bone, I have a lot more pressure going down. So I cross here, and I'm going to cross here, right? I'm going to hold him down. So Mark, try to wiggle that arm free. Come on. Come on, go. Bridge, bridge. Yep. It's difficult, right? Yeah. So it's really hard. And at the same time as he's doing that, I have this wrist here. He has nothing defending his neck. So I'm just going to take my knuckles here, you know, tuck your chin. Because, you know, someone who's good, they're going to try to tuck their chin just as a last-ditch resistance. So you're going to use your knuckles. You're going to dig underneath there, right? Just be really mean about it, okay? You're gonna, so tuck, like be annoying, yeah, tuck your chin, right? Try to fight. Dig your knuckles in, right? Just be really mean. Now I've got my arm underneath. And guess what, guys? I'm gonna do exactly what I did before, but now that I have this cross and this arm trapped, I'm gonna keep the arm trapped. So I'm gonna grab the neck, pull him across to the other side, and I keep my trap here, but if you notice, I moved my hooks to the other hip. Okay, but I still have this arm trapped, right? Can you still get this arm free? Maybe a little bit easier, but I feel like I've still got it. And now I finish my choke. I take this out, I punch through, and I finish my choke. Okay, so let's go back. So that's the second grip break. We do that on the underhook side, okay? If he reaches up and he starts stripping the knuckle with his same side hand, we push down and we trap it. But that's only if he goes to the outside. Let's say we're here, right? Once again, I got my wrist break, you know, awesome. He reaches up to the knuckle, but he doesn't go to the outside now, right? So now I'm not really in range to catch that arm. So what do? I'm going to do a double wrist grab, okay? So that's the next grip break here. So I'm going to take this choking hand, and I'm going to bring it down, right? Because he wants to bring my hand down. He doesn't care if I move it down, maybe not necessarily, and it's a lot easier to push it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch with this hand, I'm going to catch his opposite wrist. And now, this wrist is going to come out and is going to trap over the top of his same side hand. Okay? So what I did was I switched my hands. Look. So we're here. He pulls this down. 1, 2. So I switch my grips. Now I'm going to pull them across, and I'm going to bite down with this hand. This is only going to work for about a half second to a second. But in that time, right, tuck your chin, because you're going to be tucking your chin. Again, knuckles, right, be mean, really drive that underneath, get across. Now I grab his neck, and he might have broken free at this point, but it doesn't matter, because he can't peel my hand anymore. My chin is protecting it. So now I'm going to post, pull him across, dolphin control, and now I finish and punch through, okay? So those are the 3 main grip fighting sequences that I teach my beginners. And, you know, this may seem like a lot of material, I understand, guys, but even if you're just a beginner, you need to have a system of how to get to the choke, okay? Because someone with basic competence in hand fighting is going to make your life really annoying. If all you're doing is just trying to punch your arms through for the choke and you don't have a systematic method of dealing with your opponent's grip fighting, it's not going to work, okay? So somebody that's moderately skilled is just going to defend the entire time, and you're going to be frustrated because you're not getting the choke. So now, combine these grip fighting sequences with the retention that we've already done and the grip and the braking mechanics that we're going to do in the next video. You're going to have a really solid initial system, even as a white or blue belt, for maintaining control of the back and finishing, right? And finishing against someone who's resisting you. But it takes practice, okay? Just like with everything else in the curriculum, make sure you're doing your positional back control drills. Start on top, switch, start on bottom, right? You're working your defense and your offense. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're releasing these videos twice a week so that you guys can keep pace with what I do for my beginners and my curriculum. So it's gonna be over the course of 7 months, guys. And make sure you guys are practicing these moves with positional drilling. Subscribe to the channel if you like it. Click the notification bell. That way you guys will be notified every time we release a video. Otherwise, YouTube will not let you know. So make sure you click the notification bell. And I hope to see you guys next time.